It's day 2 of jury deliberations in the trial of Sean Diddy Combs. Let's bring you right into the jury room. This is what a jury room looks like here at the federal courthouse in Lower Manhattan. All right, now let's take a look at a blank verdict sheet. This is just an example of what the jury is working off of. It is 3 pages long. So you can see count 1, racketeering conspiracy. They mark down not guilty or guilty. Then it reads, quote, if and only if you find the defendant guilty of count 1, which types of racketeering acts do you unanimously find were involved in the offense? There are 8 elements listed, and it says not proved or proved next to each. Acts involving kidnapping, arson, bribery, witness tampering, forced labor, sex trafficking, transportation for purposes of prostitution, drug distribution. Then it reads, if and only if you find the defendant guilty of count 1, did the pattern of racketeering activity include sex trafficking of Cassandra Ventura? No or yes. If and only if you find the defendant guilty of count 1, did the pattern of racketeering activity include sex trafficking of Jane? No or yes. Okay, here's some explanation from the jury charge about count 1. This jury charge, by the way, is more than 60 pages long. By the way, jury charge means jury instructions. Okay, so it reads, quote, the government must prove that the defendant agreed that the defendant or a co-conspirator would commit 2 or more racketeering acts of the types that I will describe to you. 2 separate acts of the same type are sufficient to satisfy this requirement. You must be unanimous as to which particular racketeering acts, if any, the defendant agreed would be committed. So, for example, in the government's closing, they argued that they proved more than 2 different acts for the drug element. Therefore, they say they proved racketeering conspiracy just on drugs alone. The defense says he has committed no crimes. Reminder, the judge instructed jurors yesterday that what the attorneys for both parties said during opening statements and closing arguments are not evidence. Here's the rest of the example of a blank verdict sheet. Count 2, sex trafficking of Cassandra Ventura. How do you find the defendant? Not guilty or guilty. Count 3, Mann Act, transportation, Cassandra Ventura. How do you find the defendant? Not guilty or guilty. Count 4, sex trafficking of Jane. How do you find the defendant? Not guilty or guilty. And count 5, Mann Act, transportation. Jane, how do you find the defendant? Not guilty or guilty. Now, Mann Act transportation relates to transporting someone over state lines to engage in prostitution. And once the jury reaches their verdict, the last thing they will do, they will date this page and the jury foreperson will sign it.